All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking some serious drama happening at the Magic Kingdom. We're talking about a real-life succession story with billions of dollars on the line, and we're trying to figure out who is going to take the throne as the next CEO of the Walt Disney Company.
So the huge news is that Bob Iger is planning to step down as Disney's CEO for the second time. But look, this is way more than just one guy retiring. This is about a company that's been around for 100 years, and it's basically haunted by its last absolutely chaotic leadership transition. And you can bet they are desperate to get it right this time.
And get this, he's not even waiting for his contract to run out. People in the know are saying he plans to leave before his official end date on December 31st. So you gotta ask, why the rush? Well, this isn't just about him wanting to clock out early. It's a very deliberate move to speed up the process of handing over the reins to a new leader.
So what's really going on here? Well, on a personal level, sources say Iger is just done with the corporate grind, He's tired of the internal battles and is ready to trade those intense boardroom meetings for some time on his brand new super yacht. He also wants to focus on passion projects like the women's soccer team he co-owns with his wife, Angel City FC.
Okay, so with Iger heading for the exit, the big question is who's next? And believe it or not, this high-stakes race is already down to the final two. One of these people is about to get one of the biggest jobs in entertainment.
Let's meet the contenders. On one side, you've got Josh D'Amaro. He runs Disney Experiences, which is basically the division that makes a ton of money for Disney. We're talking theme parks, cruise ships, all that merch. On the other side is Dana Walden, a total powerhouse in television who runs Disney Entertainment. She oversees the entire streaming and TV empire. So, both of them made their big pitch to the board back in August. But here's where it gets juicy. The rumor mill is spinning, and a lot of insiders are betting on Josh D'Amaro to get the job. Why? Well, probably because his division is just such a consistent cash cow for the company. And get this, the board could be voting as early as next week, so we might find out who wins this thing really, really soon.
Now, to really get why everyone is holding their breath about this, we have to talk about the last time Iger tried to retire. Because, wow, it was an absolute masterclass in how not to do a handover.
I mean, even the Wall Street Journal called it a chaotic period for the 100-year-old entertainment giant. And honestly, that's putting it mildly. This wasn't just a few bumps in the road. People were calling it a corporate civil war, with these intense clashes between Iger and his chosen successor Bob Chapek, the two Bobs.
Just look at this timeline, it's pretty wild. Iger steps down in early 2020. Then, less than 3 years later, the board literally fires his hand-picked successor. And then, they do something you almost never see in business. They ask the old boss to come back and clean up the mess. It was a total saga, and it's something they absolutely do not want to repeat.
All right, so how do you avoid another disaster like that? Well, this time around, the board is determined to write a much different ending. They've put a whole new formal process in place, one that's designed from the ground up to prevent the chaos we saw last time.
And this new process is completely different. See, back in 2020, it was basically the Iger show. He was the board chairman, he drove the decision, he picked his guy. Now, it's a whole different ballgame. You've got an independent board running a super tight, controlled process, and the candidates are getting formal mentorship, not just from Iger, but from outside coaches too. They're making sure whoever gets the job is actually ready for it from day one. Iger himself has even said he wants to give his successor a fresh start. What that means is he's planning to stick around for a few months after the announcement, acting as a mentor to make sure the handover is smooth and stable. The kind of support that Bob Chapek clearly never got. So, here we are. This all brings us to the final billion-dollar question. The stage is set, the two contenders are waiting in the wings, and Disney insists it's learned its lesson. But after all the turmoil, can the Magic Kingdom finally get a stable, successful transition of power? Honestly, the entire entertainment world is watching to see if they can pull it off.